A major development in the trial of the Orchard Park man charged with beheading his wife. The prosecution rests its case. Good evening, everyone. Prosecutors rested their case today, but not without a fight from Musamil Hassan.
The defendant, who's representing himself, asked the judge to dismiss the trial, claiming the prosecution failed to present its case. The judge denied Hassan's motion. Earlier, the jury viewed text messages between Hassan and his wife in the hours before she was decapitated.
News 4's Lori Schultz is keeping us updated minute by minute with her live blogs from inside the courtroom. Lori's live tonight with the very latest now. Lori?
Yeah, Don and Jackley, shortly before 3 o'clock this afternoon, the prosecution rested its case. It really seemed to catch the defendant off guard. He was seated next to his attorney, leaned over, then popped up, and that's where he made that direct quote right here. The prosecution's made insufficient evidence to establish second-degree murder. I move to dismiss the trial, unquote. The judge denied that, as you heard. He later admitted he had no live witnesses, but he did indicate later on this afternoon that possibly tomorrow he might testify if he has no witnesses to take the stand on his behalf. Now, the prosecution did wrap up rather quickly. They ended with a forensic serologist who did show those bloody knives, but yet another day of lots of twists and turns.
He's learning those lessons on the fly.
Musamil Hassan's legal advisor continued to come to the aid of the defendant, who is representing himself in this high-profile second-degree murder trial. Asked if jurors are distracted by his client's lack of legal knowledge, Jeremy Schwartz said this.
It would be improper for them to hold anything like that against him, so I trust and hope that they are going to make their judgment based on what evidence is in the courtroom and not anything else.
Day 6 began with the defendant cross-examining a prosecution witness. Objections started flying when Hassan asked the police lieutenant if during his investigation he came across an alleged death threat made to him by his wife via email. The officer said no. The defendant also introduced a broken laptop into evidence. He suggested his wife broke it in a fit of rage.
Why did he submit the broken laptop into evidence? What was that all about?
That will be addressed later at the appropriate time.
A representative for Sprint Nextel was also called as a prosecution witness. He testified and read a series of rapid-fire texts allegedly sent by the defendant to his wife days before the slaying. Minutes before Asia was beheaded, the defendant allegedly sent a final text stating, "I am a good man, Asia, a humble and decent man. I made some mistakes. Please don't punish me hard. God likes forgiveness."
There were text messages, and it's frankly one of his themes. The text messages can be read by somebody that doesn't know anything behind them, and Mr. Hassan's point, and his point has always been that you don't know what was really meant by X, Y, or Z.
And Lori Schultz again live right outside Erie County Court. The judge was released shortly after the prosecution rested its case. They'll return tomorrow morning. So what can we expect tomorrow when the defense gets underway with its case? Well, we learned that some 40 subpoenas went out, and went out to some people on that list are the district attorney, Frank Sedita, prosecutor Colleen Curtin Gable. Now, the judge was not on the list, as was indicated might happen last week. He was not on it. However, no one has been lined up officially for tomorrow.